welcome. So I wanted to make this kind of thing on this, what I consider a phenomenal game, with a few pitfalls. The first one, as you can see, is the countdown to get into a match. So it's kind of the reason why I stopped playing Sync. I love the game. I mean, from the minute I started playing it, I was like, this game is just, it's got it. It's going to be fun. I'm a PvE player. Didn't really dabble with the PvP. But where I got stuck was, so I was on level, I got to the third section anyways. And I found that the longer you played the game, the more you progressed, but the longer the wait times were to get into those maps. And I really wanted to have it so that, like, you can see there's a timer up top, minute and 54, right? When that hits a minute and 54, I should just go solo. But there's no option for that, so you're stuck. You're dependent on people actually joining. And the thing that was most maddening to me was that they had this really cool Christmas event where there was chests throughout the maps that had candy canes in them. And in order to get this really cool, unique skin, you had to get 3,000 of these candy canes, which was virtually impossible because by the time I got done to where I decided I wasn't going to play anymore, my wait times were 5 minutes. To the point where I had to jump back down other levels to play. So I went back to level 1. Only 3 candy canes per box. Level 4, or Sector 4, had 5. So level 1, the players are just, or Sector 1, the players are just trying to figure it all out. So they're not looking for those boxes. So they're just running to finish the mission so that they can move on to the next sector. So I wanted the ability to be able to go in solo and just run around and collect boxes. Or just play the game. But I was locked. I was locked out. So I was stuck on Sector 4, 5-minute wait times, and I don't have time for that. I really don't. Nobody does. And no option to go solo. And you could get one person. So in this gameplay that I have, there was a guy with an open mic. Him and I spent quite a bit of time playing together. But it was only this one day. We weren't able to play. We never got together to play after that. I didn't have any friends that played it. So I was constantly stuck at this screen right here that you see. And it got to the point where I was completely just disappointed because it would be very simple for them to just, the countdown timer goes. If the countdown timer times out, then you go solo. You can downgrade, and I was very active on the Discord. I thought they did a really good job with the Discord. You put bugs in the Discord, you got answers in the Discord. I posted a couple times that I was trying to, get a team together. Nobody really jumped in. So I just got to a point where 5 minutes of sitting waiting for a match was just too much. And I got 1,500 of the candy canes, but I needed 3,000. And sadly, because I got aggravated, I stepped away from the game and didn't even get to spend those candy canes, which are now gone, and I wasn't able to unlock anything. Or I didn't unlock anything. But there was so much about this game that was phenomenal. There's a new game that came out. I started playing it the other day. Called Shatterline. Very similar. You don't get a nano, but it's the same kind of idea. You play with a 3-man group. These pods are all, drop down, and they have either a gun or a skill or something you choose. And, unfortunately, you only carry one gun and a pistol with endless ammo. So once you switch guns, you're stuck with that gun. So if you don't like it, you're pretty much SOL until you can, until you get to the next pod, and then you hope it's got the gun that you want. It's still cool. the gun doesn't feel as good as this game. It's not as good as this game in my opinion. I played 2 matches. The first boss you encounter is pretty difficult if your team doesn't work together, which if you're in co-op, they're probably not gonna anyways. Similar to this game. I mean, this game here, you got players that just went off and did their own thing, which made it, you know, less enjoyable. But the main thing is, I think they had something good here. Hopefully when the game releases, you can play solo. Because it really sucks that you're dependent upon other people. So there's a box. So there's 3 candy canes. We're in Sector 2, I think. Because I gave up playing Sector 3. And I think actually after this match, me and one of the players in here, we team up and go and run Sector 3 like 4 or 5 times. But it's just that thing. It's like you're stuck. You're not blocked behind a paywall. You're blocked behind a interest wall. So if you don't jump in and play and grind it out to get to the end game, then you can find yourself stuck in the mid game. And then if you drop back, you know, you're like I think I was a level 50 and I went back to Sector 1. And I felt bad because the people that I was playing, it scaled up to me. So the people that I was playing with were hardly doing any damage. And they didn't really understand how to play. Like one guy went the entire match without even grabbing a nano. Even though me and the other guy pinged it a couple times saying, you know, sink this one, you know. I didn't get to play all the characters. That's the other thing that I kind of wish that each character had its own progression. So like if you started a new character, you had to start back at Sector 1. I think that'd be kind of neat too. Not that it entirely matters, but it's more along the ways of, you know, hopefully when the game comes out, when it's released, there's a solo option. So that if the countdown timer runs out, you can either cancel out of it, or you could just go solo. And hopefully, you know, like I found that running through this and killing the bosses with just 2 people was obviously easier than 3. So if you're allowed to go in solo, then, you know, you should be able to take the boss down. But that's the only reason why I stopped playing. Because of that, I got locked in progression, and I had to constantly play the first 3 sectors over and over when I really was ready to play the 4th sector. The wait time was too much, and I just, you know, that honestly, that's my only complaint. The only other complaint that all these doorways should be set so that everybody has to be ready to go. Because somebody can run way ahead of you, which doesn't really cost you much, but like in the open world, if you go different directions, then you end up missing out on mods that you could have got. So, but that's really it. I enjoyed the game. I think they did a phenomenal job with it. The battle pass was phenomenal for being a free battle pass, obviously. The other game that I just talked about is that battle pass is atrocious. It's like every 5 levels you get something petty. So, you know, free to play games, battle pass, usually I buy a couple if it's free because I value the game and the developer's time. So, anyways, I just wanted to touch on that. Hopefully they fix it and make it so you can go solo, because it is a phenomenal game. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't matter that it's repetitive, but it is. It's an absolute blast to play, and you can be very powerful, and it's a lot of fun. It would just be that much more fun if you had a regular group to play with, and hopefully once the game is released, I can establish that. So, anyways, take care. Sorry my videos have been sporadic, and have a great day.